Hello everyone, welcome to the channel or welcome back. Today I am going to shuffle the Light Seers Tarot to pick our significator cards for a pick a card. There are going to be 3 piles. If you haven't been here before on this channel, I use tarot and oracle cards to focus my spiritual gifts and energetic sensitivity to bring through messages from the higher selves and spirit guides of the collective of my viewers. Sometimes I do pick a cards and sometimes I do singular collective readings. Let me shuffle a little more to get the next card. Okay. And which other card, Spirit? And I'm going to be trying a new video editing software for this reading, so depending on how it goes and also how long each individual pile's reading is, we might have one singular video with timestamps that you can click on in the description box to navigate to your group or pile, or we might have 3 separate videos, one for each pile, if the videos are too long for my capacity to upload them as a single video. So if that's the case, you'll find links to the other piles, the other videos in the description box, and each group might, depending on how that goes, have a different intro. We'll see how this works. So for now, let's reveal the pile significator cards. We have the King of Pentacles, and I am being told by Spirit to leave that upright for pile 1. For pile 2, we have the 2 of Cups. I am just wowed by how beautiful that rainbow, or those rainbows, are. And then we have the King of Cups. Wow. This is such an interesting group of significator cards. Really beautiful divine masculine and divine union energy coming through just from these significators. So I'm really wowed by the picture that they make together. In addition to the energies they bring as sort of ruling cards for each group. So I'm really excited to see what messages your spirit guides and higher selves have for this collective today. Our spirit guides and higher selves have for this collective. I'm really excited to see what comes through. So thank you for tuning in. Feel free to pause the video to take some time to choose which pile or piles are calling to you, have messages for you, and are drawing you in, or that you're drawn to. And I will see you at your group. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. I have been drawn to the Ostara Tarot to bring through the first messages for your group. So let's get shuffling. The King of Pentacles energy is bringing such a beautiful energy through already for me. This energy of mastery, I actually keep hearing clairaudiently the word mastery over and over again. Mastery such that you can sit back and relax. You have set things up for yourself in such a way that you are actually starting to feel the relief from a constant state of vigilance or potentially hypervigilance. Perhaps you are recovering from hypervigilance, and this King of Pentacles figure is congratulating you for that, or representing for you someone in your life or about to enter your life who embodies that energy and may be able to be a positive influence for you on that journey for yourself. And bring in that energy of you've secured the perimeter, so now you get to relax within it. You and your wolf friends and companions are looking out for dangers. You don't need to be constantly vigilant and constantly hyper-vigilant and on high alert, because you have enough eyes and ears out. You have set up a secure, safe space for yourself. You've put in place protections that will alert you if anything goes awry. You've set up an abundance of resources for yourself and your group so that if things start to run dry, you'll have plenty of advance notice and plenty to sustain yourself with before any sort of dire circumstances would set in, so you'll be able to recover before that happens. This is the type of energy that the King of Pentacles is bringing through. Most of all, the ability to really sit back, relax, and enjoy life. Enjoy interacting with the physical and material world, thanks to the hard work and dedication and devotion that's been put into setting up this safe space for it and setting up this self-mastery. So this doesn't necessarily have to refer to a physical safe space or physical external resources. It can refer to you having set up your own personal health, mental and emotional well-being, physical well-being in such a way that you are very secure within yourself. And so when you sit back, you can sit back and relax when you interact with other people, instead of feeling like you are at risk, because you are really secure and confident in your own boundaries and your ability and willingness to enforce them and reinforce them and walk away when needed. The King of Pentacles having the wolf here, and of course being the king of, a court, kingdom, nation, etc., does suggest, especially in this specific card with the wolf companion, there being sort of a team of allies on your side, friends or family that you can trust, an inner circle with the circular imagery of the pentacles. And that may be why I'm sensing that energy of a King of Pentacles figure coming in for some of you. It may also be simply multiple new friendships slowly trickling in for this group. And that adds to that security, whether it is external or internal. Having people that you can trust, having an inner circle, always adds to security, both emotional and internal and external. Let's see here. I'm going to flip these two over. We have the Three of Cups here and the Knight of Pentacles. Is that upright or in reverse, Spirit? Okay, that's upright. So the Knight of Pentacles being upright and the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is the classic friendship card in the tarot. And the Knight of Pentacles being upright does suggest someone playing the role of the knight and coming in towards you with an offer. Now, if you are in the process of setting up, social events that you're organizing or hosting or being the leader of, or putting yourself out there to make opportunities to meet new people, it could also be you who's embodying this slow but steady knight energy of moving towards others to form, with the pentacle element being the strong one here, really lasting bonds, grounded bonds. And like we spoke about with the security of the King of Pentacles in his boundaries, we have this element of you're able to move in a slow but steady, secure way and be confident in forming lasting bonds because you have the security and confidence in enforcing your boundaries, walking away when necessary, saying no, so that you're very confident in your yes. And the Three of Pentacles suggests your cup overflowing with emotional connections, opportunities, and friendship especially. This particular Three of Cups is really, really interesting imagery, very different than I think most Three of Cups imagery. I'm being particularly drawn to the eye in this cup here and the ear. This individual's eyes are closed, but their ears are free and open above the water, and there is this eye in this cup. So to me, this echoes the messaging from the King of Pentacles of it's okay to kind of close your eyes and float and relax, because you do have allies with their eyes and ears out for you, whether this is spirit guides or whether this is the new friends that you're coming to make with this new person energy here, or people that you already have in your friends and family circle that are watching out for you and that you can lean on. Let's see what else we get. We have the High Priestess. That relates very strongly to the open eye floating energy in these cups floating along with these lily pads here. Just like the figure in the Three of Cups, the eyes are closed, but the High Priestess does not need the physical eyes to see reality. In fact, sees a much deeper reality than the physical eyes alone reveal. and can, with this heart in the hands there, really see through to the heart of things, both internally and externally. Yes, there's this element of mastery with the King of Pentacles of you have mastered your ability to see within yourself, and as a result of that, you are able to see straight into the heart of matters with other people and self-select for the friendships, events, social circumstances, work opportunities that will actually serve your heart, that are true to you and in alignment with you and with your truth and with your heart. You should be proud of your incisive intuition with the High Priestess and of your self-mastery with the King of Pentacles. And with the Knight of Pentacles, there's this snowy scene and this individual who looks like they've been on a pretty long trek. So I think there is someone coming in for you who you will be very happy to welcome into your inner circle. Something about you will see how hard this individual has worked to get to where they are, the same way that you have worked so hard to get to where you are. And with the King of Pentacles and the High Priestess, other people may not be able to see that. These figures look very unruffled on the outside. So other people may not easily be able to see how hard you have worked. But those who match your energy, you can see how hard they've worked to be able to do so and to get to where they are. And they will value and honor how hard you work to maintain and uphold yourself, rather than causing you to feel any need or pressure to lower your boundaries or lower your standards or compromise your boundaries. I'm also seeing you being someone that the people in your friendship groups, and potentially a suitor with the Knight of Pentacles, we had the Two of Cups in the significator cards as well. So especially if you were also drawn to that deck, that pile, potentially a romantic interest, but definitely friends who really value you as a High Priestess figure, come to you for your insight and advice, but not in a way where they're draining you, in a way where you really feel valued and appreciated and seen for what you can do because you've put so much dedication into this self-mastery, this ability to really see into the heart of yourself and of things in general. I'm really seeing friends and knight figures, whether they're platonic or romantic, potentially king figures, who value this about you, honor this about you, revere it as sacred because it is. Okay, being drawn to the Unfolding Path deck next. That's what that deck looks like if you haven't seen it before. Let's get shuffling. What else do we need to know, Spirit? What other messages do our spirit guides and higher selves have for this collective? I am getting confirmation from Spirit that the King and Knight are representing new people coming in. It'll be different for everyone, whether this is multiple people or just one person. The Three of Cups definitely suggests a happy, celebratory, and harmonious group environment. So that doesn't necessarily mean multiple new people are coming in imminently, but if there is just one person coming in, it might indicate that they will harmonize well, mesh harmoniously with any groups that you already have intact in your life, relationships that you already have, and with yourself. They'll harmonize nicely with the relationship you have with yourself. Okay. We have the Five of Swords. Interesting. So I think some of you have just walked away from some dissatisfying group opportunities, group settings, friendships, collaborations. Because the Five of Swords, we have a figure who's walking away from a conflict or a potential conflict, feeling a little bruised and battered, but ultimately not harmed in a lasting way. There's some potential emotional scars with the shadows on the wall. However, there's no current threat. And there's, for some circumstances, it could be a hollow victory of feeling, well, at least I escaped this situation, but I wish I'd never been in it in the first place. You know, I wasted time, or I was really wounded by this. But what I'm getting in the context of this reading is this emerging victorious feeling with the Five of Swords. Yes, this figure is barefoot and may seem very unprepared for next steps. However, what's really going on is that they really didn't need that much protection to get away unscathed or get through unscathed this most recent circumstance that tested them. They didn't really need to use their swords. Simply having them at the ready and being willing to walk away was enough. So they got some bruises, a few scrapes, some dirt on their dress, but they're walking away at the end of the day victorious, not having allowed this circumstance to harm them in a more deep or lasting way, something more serious than a few scrapes and some dirt on the dress. Now, that's not to belittle the emotional toll that these sort of shadows haunting the periphery of your vision can cause. However, in the context of this reading, all these beautiful positive cards, and especially that energy from the King of Pentacles, there's this sense of, okay, this situation tested your boundaries, something that you just walked away from tested your boundaries, but ultimately nothing was actually able to get through your defense of them. This ultimately acted as proof of your security and confidence in your boundaries and how you're so capable and competent in enforcing them and seeing through things from a very early stage, so that it never gets past this point of causing a few bruises or a few scuffs. I hope that makes sense. The Five of Swords does not represent a positive feeling, but in the context of this reading, it represents a very positive outcome and a very positive confirmation of how far you've come and what you've accomplished in securing yourself and grounding yourself internally and creating a safe space for yourself. And that's something you should really be proud of and allow yourself to rest and recuperate from this situation without second-guessing yourself, without sort of picking at yourself, criticizing yourself, or tearing at your own self-esteem, thinking that you did something wrong in the situation. This is confirmation, with this coming out in conjunction with the High Priestess, that you did something very right. You saw things clearly and walked away in a timely fashion. And we have this figure resting in the water, the King of Pentacles, in a restful pose, and we have the bear, an emblem of hibernation here. Right now is just a moment to rest, kind of sink into yourself and soak in your own vibration and the healing vibrations of your own spirit and spirit guides and of Source. And that way you'll be able to emerge feeling rested, feeling victorious, feeling ready for the new, so that you can forge these bonds that the Knight and the Three of Cups and the Wolf and the King of Pentacles represent. Okay, what else, Spirit? They're drawing me away from the Unfolding Path Tarot. What other decks are we bringing through? Okay, they're drawing me to the Messages from the Mermaid's Oracle. Here's what that deck looks like if you haven't seen it before. Let's get shuffling. What messages do the mermaids have for us? This one just came out, right? Like that. So I think this is a message that mermaids have for us. Patience. Oh, that's so beautiful with this sinking into the water, similar to the Three of Cups. And yet we have the color matching with the Five of Swords. And we have the slow and steady energies from all the Pentacles and the King and Knight. Yes. Be patient with your own process of recovery from the various things you've been through. your own process of resting, so that you really feel how secure you've made yourself with this King of Pentacles. You really feel the mastery that you have gained and created. Be patient with that process of really sinking into that, soaking that in and grounding in that. And be patient as you await the new friendships and new opportunities that are coming in materially. And be gentle with yourself in putting yourself out there to meet them. There's no need for any sort of frenzy. There's no need to be like, I have to go out every single day and do X, Y, and Z and chat with 5 different people every time I go out. No, be slow and steady with your efforts, just like the Knight and King of Pentacles. Put yourself in the right places, not just as many places as possible, the right places. And that's why we have the High Priestess here. We have the mastery here, the insight, the walking away from what's wrong for you and towards your true goals and missions. Patience, not in the sense of forcing yourself to try to not feel your feelings or not want the things you want, but in the sense of, I am worth this being a slow and gentle process where I value the right places, people, and opportunities over just trying to put myself out there as much as possible, meet as many people as possible, learn as many things as possible. I value being selective. I value myself and maintaining and upholding my high vibration and my peace of mind and my security and boundaries. And that is worth just being slow and steady. And that allows me to relax into the process, just like this King of Pentacles. Yeah, this is definitely embodying an energy for you to embody that you are very much ready to embody. I'm really getting the message that you have cultivated everything that you need to embody this energy. Just remember to slow down when you need to, withdraw yourself from situations that don't make you feel secure, that compromise your feeling of peace of mind. Withdraw yourself from situations that make you feel pressured or bruised and battered and scuffed. And give yourself time and patience to recuperate whenever that withdrawing has been necessary. And let yourself emerge in a gentle, slow, steady, paced way, in a way that is measured and calm, so that the whole process can actually radiate and feel for you this peaceful, joyful energy that the Patience card and the King of Pentacles have. What you're building is worth building it right the first time, whether it's in career with the Pentacles, whether it's in relationships, with the Three of Cups and the Knight coming towards you, whether it's with your emotional well-being, with all of these cards, the High Priestess and the King of Pentacles especially. Whether it's one or all of these things that you are building in your life is worth building from the ground up in exactly the way you want, in a way that is slow and thoughtful and considerate of all the aspects of yourself, so that you don't have to keep tearing something down and rebuilding it because it was rushed the first time, so that you feel really good and confident about what you are building, creating, and drawing into your life. And so that you don't burn yourself out, so that you get to really have and uphold your peace of mind throughout the process, instead of feeling like, oh, I'm building something, I'm chasing something, so that I can get to a place where I'm finally worthy of having peace of mind, where I finally achieved enough, or produced enough, or gained enough to have peace of mind, where I finally convinced other people of how worthy I am, or deserving I am, or how competent, capable, or good I am. Instead of engaging in any of that, withdraw from that mindset with the Five of Swords, withdraw from that imagined conflict, that imagined chaos and frenzy and rush and hurry and urgency. Reflect, and with the High Priestess, see through that imagined urgency, see that that chaos is unnecessary, and then with the Three of Cups, let it go, let it soak away, just like the Patience card, meditating in the water. Let the waters of source and of life wash that imagined urgency away from your way of being and looking at the world. And with the Knight and King of Pentacles, focus your sights on your real mission, what you're really doing things for, what you're really actually trying to build and create and accomplish and draw in. And start doing that in a slow and steady way that lets you sit back and relax throughout the process. So interesting how the cards ended up kind of lining up in reversed order to create this perfect, almost linear story for us. Okay, I'm being drawn to use the tea leaf oracles for some final messages for this group. Thank you, Spirit, for bringing through such a really clear and insightful message for this group with how these cards came out. I truly hope that I have honored Spirit and the viewers of this group by translating that message in a way that was worthy of it, in a way that made it clear and understandable for people. The first card that came out is Man. Dealing's a relationship with a man. So that's confirmation for many of you about what the King and Knight were saying to us earlier about new figures coming into your life. There's a masculine figure coming into your life as a friend or a romantic interest, or maybe a family member that you haven't connected with in some time, who can become a source of mutual support, an ally, a member of this inner circle who is trusted, who can look out for you, and who you will be able to look out for in return. You'll have each other's backs. This also highlights the masculine energy that we spoke to of enforcing your boundaries, being very clear with yourself and with others, being unhesitating at the same time as slow and steady with how you pursue your goals, being direct about pursuing your actual mission instead of trying to go about it indirectly, trying to prove that you're worthy or prove yourself in any way so that you can then get what you really want or go after what you really want. No, be very direct and go after what you really want. Let go of all this imagined urgency, this societally imprinted sense of pressure, urgency, or chaos. Embody this very patient, loving, and gentle aspect of masculinity with the pentacles here. The Knight and King are both masculine figures, but with them both being in pentacles, there is absolutely no rush here. These are very loving, secure, safe space, building from the ground up masculine energies, and masters of containment, of creating and holding a safe and secure space. So this is something that you are mastering for yourself, or have mastered for yourself, with all this encouragement coming through this reading of you've really set up and secured and cultivated everything you need to feel safe to sit back and relax. You already have this divine masculine energy on lock. And there's also new allies coming in that also embody that, regardless of the gender, but definitely for many people in this reading, with this being highlighted in triplicate here, definitely for some people, a man or a masculine energy coming in as a friend or love interest. We have Fan, a romance, celebration, party. Okay, so this is both a confirmation of there being a love interest, a love offer coming towards you with the Knight and King here. With the Knight and King, we have a partner who is equal to you and absolutely worthy of you as your high priestess self, your queen self, or your fellow king self, and who is capable with the Knight of being your comrade in arms, of pursuing things with you, building things with you, collaborating and cooperating incredibly constructively and meaningfully, without adding any elements of pressure or rush or frenzy, or adding something to your missions and goals that is not in alignment with them and not actually for your or those goals' highest and best good. That this is not something that's going to rob you or your vision of any of its purity, not going to be a corrupting influence where it adds this element of hurry, pressure, bruised and batteredness, or just adds some sort of, with the purity, I'm thinking of, if you are going about something that is very sacred to you, a creative vision that is sacred to you, or a way of serving and helping others that is important and meaningful to you, someone then adding a corrupting influence that's how about we do this even though how about we do X instead of Y, even though X would be better for the vision and better for the people that we're trying to serve, because Y would be be a shortcut and be faster or make us more money. You know, like that's not what the King and Knight of Pentacles are about. Those that you are drawing in, partly as a result of you having walked away from both the people and the mindsets that we've been talking about. These people will align with your new mindset that you have cultivated and enforced, and will respect and uphold the purity of your vision, and will collaborate with you constructively towards that, and to protect that purity and to enhance it and allow it to come to life even more, so that that pure vibration can serve more and more people and grow and snowball without being at risk of being compromised, like fanning the flames with the fan here. And then this is also very in alignment with the Three of Cups energy, this fan card, celebration, party. There's this restfulness and ease in this particular Three of Cups, especially in alignment with the Pentacles and the Patience. So it's like the new connections that you're drawing in through your intuition of putting yourself out there for the right opportunities, and not just for anything that comes along, holding out for the right offers and meeting those halfway. These people and opportunities you're drawing in, it's like they create the safety and the peace so that you feel free to celebrate and party together. Together, this inner circle holds a safe space for really freely enjoying yourselves and each other and life and the process of pursuing and building your goals. There's no need to be so hypervigilant, uptight, or controlled or restricted that you can't celebrate and can't let loose and party when you're among friends who have each other's back and are watching out for each other. And so you can all let loose, knowing that each one of you also is looking out for each other. It's like going to the party and having each other watching each other's drinks for you, you know, but take that and magnify it as a metaphor for all of life, going about life with people who are constantly willing to watch each other's drinks for each other. It's a great group to have around you, or partnership, or both. What other tea leaves do you have for us, Spirit? I gotta shuffle a little more to get the right ones. What final messages do we have for Group 1, Spirit? What final messages does Group 1 Spirit Guides and Higher Selves have for them? We have funnel, period of frustration and lessons to be learned. This is definitely confirmation about the Five of Swords energy and about the patience. Of course, it's natural when things are taking time to feel some frustration, and that's okay. Like I mentioned briefly, the patience card is not a sign to suppress your emotions about like, but I don't really want to be patient. I wish I had, you know, the right opportunities in front of me right now, the right people in my life right now. But the thing is, especially with the people, but also this applies to creative pursuits and work pursuits as well, even when the right people come into your life, part of how you know they're the right people is that there's a certain willingness to be patient with each other in terms of opening up to each other, in terms of slowly and steadily growing close to each other. So there is, you know, an instant click, an instant base foundation for intimacy to grow on, but not an illusion of instant intimacy. And so this patience is worth the wait is very much the message, but also at the same time validate your frustration, especially with the times when you took a chance on something like the Five of Swords that didn't turn out to be worth it and turned out to be something that you had to walk away from. But also understand, with this mastery energy from the High Priestess and the King, and this focus on your goals with the Knight, the celebration with the Three of Cups, you have learned these lessons. So as long as you don't talk yourself out of them and, you know, self-doubt your way into situations that you actually know are not for your highest and best good, you're kind of good to go, is the energy here. You're not really in too much danger of doing those things to yourself where you kind of fudge your boundaries because you feel like you have to in order to have people, because with the King of Pentacles as your signifier, you've learned that lesson well enough. You've learned that lesson darn well and are very, very secure now. So you don't really need to be worried about that. And it is okay to validate your feelings and feel any frustrations that come up along the way, but also rest assured that this period of frustration is very temporary. It's just a period, it's just a small funnel, a small bottleneck. And I'm getting the image of a sieve or strainer as well as the funnel. It's like you're straining out the opportunities that are not in alignment with you, so that things will flow very smoothly in the future. And that's one reason why it's so worth the wait. And one more, spirit guides, one more message for group 1. Okay. I thought they were pointing at a specific card, but then I was guided to shuffle more. Okay. One more message for pile 1, please, spirit guides and higher selves of this collective. Definitely both in this reading. Sometimes it is leaning much more towards the spirit guides and not really so much the higher selves, but definitely both on this one. All right. Vine, seek out information that will help you. Okay, I asked for one more message, but I might need some clarification on that one, Spirit. I do feel that being in alignment with the pursuit of the night, and in the context of this patience, I'm getting be patient as information and data that you are seeking to gather arrives for you. And as the seeds you're planting grow into vines and fruit and flower like the grapevine. Yeah. So as you put yourself out there into situations, allow information to come to you from the people, places, and opportunities that you meet. Allow information to come to you instead of trying to be here, there, and everywhere to gather information. Allow it to come to you with the attitude of the High Priestess or the King of Pentacles, with this attitude of patience and meditation. Allow the information that you're seeking to come to you and reveal the true nature of the people and situations that you encounter to be revealed to you. Let people tell on themselves, let situations show themselves and reveal themselves to you, instead of compromising yourself trying to get ahead of them and run after them. There's no need for any of that. Just allow that information to come to you and use that information to help you. Don't just ignore it, of course, when it reveals itself to you. When someone shows you who you are, believe them, as Maya Angelou said. I believe it was Maya Angelou. Please correct me in the comments if I'm misattributing that quote. But when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Don't wait for them to show you a second time. Don't give them more chances. Let that information help you when it reveals itself to you. And then the second meaning of this being, you've planted the seeds, you've covered them in the dirt, you've watered them, you've fertilized them. We have this from all this mastery energy and this intuition energy. You're doing the right things. Give the seeds time to grow into vines and bear fruit and bear flowers, just like this vine is bearing flowers here. Just keep on protecting them and not allowing them to be compromised, as we've talked about, not allowing them to be compromised by societally imprinted mindsets, by self-doubt or second-guessing, and not allowing them to be compromised by people or situations that are not actually in alignment with you, that you are more than capable of walking away from. So thank you so much for being here, Pile 1. I truly hope that this message brings you confirmation of all the ways in which you are on the right track and have achieved so much already, and clarification of ways to adjust your course if you do feel that that is needed based on your intuition and how it aligns with these messages. And I'm so excited to see what comes next for you, Pile 1. If you'd like to share how this reading has resonated with you, and if it has helped, please comment below. I love hearing from you. If you're interested in a private reading, a personal one-on-one reading, I do have that available for purchase at my website, available in the description box and in my bio. And I look forward to seeing you there. Have a wonderful rest of your day and week. Hello, Pile 2, Group 2, and welcome to your reading. This is your reading if you chose the Two of Cups as your significator card. And I have the Shadowscapes Tarot out because I've been guided to use that first for our continuing pulls for this group. And I am just in love with your significator card. I love the Two of Cups. It's one of my personal favorite cards, especially in this deck with these gorgeous, vibrant colors. I personally can't see the Two of Cups and not think romance. It is commonly interpreted as a soulmate card, and whether you are into romance or not, it definitely signifies, reflects that you either already are in union with or are coming into union with something or someone that makes you feel more whole and more alive than you already do on your own. Something or someone that completes you in that way. Not of signifying that you aren't complete as a person on your own, but of nourishing so much that these two rainbows intertwine into one. The two cups are being filled by the same stream. Someone or something that fills your cup, and it fills your cup to also pour into theirs, and vice versa. So there's this beautiful infinity loop. Of course, it's completely fitting that the Two of Cups is the significator for pile 2, really strong numerological indicator of partnership, friendship, union, and of that equality and give and take and flow, balanced infinite flow, like in the infinity symbol, where from the yin to the yang and back again, the infinity symbol is constantly flowing and never needs to stop because it is self-recharging. We have 2 cards that came out already from the Shadowscapes, and I'm being guided to shuffle more before I flip these over. Let me just tidy these up temporarily. It's a little tough to get the cards straight when your hands have a bit of a natural tremor to them. Okay. 2 of Cups. What else? Yeah, the electrifying feeling of that rainbow energy. I'm really strongly getting that. Something that makes you come alive. We have the sun in the background, something that makes the sun rise in your head, in your heart, in your life. I mentioned in a reading recently, a few readings back, the song lyric from the Korean pop song Euphoria. The first line of that song translates to, "You are the sun risen again on my life," or rising again on my life. So that feeling about a person or opportunity that is coming into your life, or that is already in your life if you're already in a relationship that makes you feel this way, or in a creative pursuit that inspires you this much, where when you pour into it, it makes you feel poured back into as well. Could even speak to a relationship with your child, that type of infinite love. Okay, so I'm being drawn to pull this one first. The World, 21st Major Arcana. Justice, the 11th Major Arcana. 11 reduces down to 2 in numerology, 1 plus 1. And the 2 of Pentacles. And I am getting that is in reverse. So the 2 of Pentacles, let me show you what it looks like upright in this deck. 2 of Pentacles reversed, Justice, the World, 2 of Cups. Here's what the Justice card looks like. With all these 2s and the Justice, there is a strong theme of balance. The scales on the Justice card, the wings on the figure in the Justice card. With the 2 of Pentacles reversed, I'm hearing scarcity, and I'm not sure yet how that applies or what that pertains to, but we're gonna get more messages channeled through. And the World. Here's what this card looks like. Lots of winged birds in this card. And we have 2 orbs, the one that this being is focused on, and the moon in the sky, beautifully full. And the circle within the leaves that allows the moon to be revealed. So 2 or 3, depending on how you count it. I'm being drawn to look more closely at the 2 of Pentacles card, so let's see what other messages this has for us. We have the monkey here with the butterfly balanced perfectly on its nose. That type of wonder that you get when a butterfly perches on you is similar to the feeling that I get from that infinite love in the 2 of Cups, the marveling at it all, the inexpressible beauty of it all, it being ineffable. And we have this pedestal that these figures are standing on. The monkey is sitting on, and the horned human figure is balanced on their tiptoes on this pedestal. And we have these, is there another one? We have this sort of lizard or frog-like figure curled up, either an image of it or an actual one curled up in a hole in the base of this pedestal. I'm being really drawn to the green base of this pedestal and how there is the circle cut out of it there and the circle inlaid there. This really fine balance, similar to the butterfly perching on the monkey's nose, this really fine balance of how this pedestal looks like these stones, these flat stones stacked on top of each other. A really fine balancing act. Yeah, and we have another stone perched on top of a peak there. A really fine balancing act. We have these winged figures balanced on the pentacles that this man is juggling as well. What is it that you're wanting us to understand about how fine of a balancing act this is? Spirit guides, higher selves of group 2, tap me into what you're trying to express here. Because they're really strongly drawing my attention to the delicacy of the balance. Threading the needle, I just heard, and also divine timing. With the world and justice together, there may be a sense of you are currently waiting for this soulmate partner, whether it is a soul friend or a romantic partner that you're waiting for. You're currently waiting and you feel like you're hanging in the balance. And that might be where that Two of Pentacles is being reversed, and we're getting that little bit of a scarcity message coming through with a bit of a caution not to fall into a scarcity mindset about it just because it's taking some time. And then the attention being drawn to the really delicate balance there because the divine is threading the needle for you. And in order for a relationship to be this perfect for the people involved, not perfect as in there's no flaws, there's no conflict, there's no tension ever, but perfect for the people involved, for what they want and need in their lives, perfect for making them come alive and completing their perfect lives with all their imperfections within them. There's a precision to that. There's a really finely, delicately balanced act or series of acts that the divine is engaged in collaboration with the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Cups, in collaboration with your higher selves, your spirit guides, to thread the needle so that this reunion, this divine meeting happens perfectly in the way that it is supposed to, or in one of the ways that it is supposed to, one of the ways that would unfold best. Not that it's supposed to as in, oh, there's only one way that's mapped out for you, but there's a set of ways that could happen that would unfold better, with better odds and a better setup than any other way it could happen. And with the pentacles symbolizing work, often there is work going on behind the scenes. Okay, I'm getting that that's part of why the Two of Pentacles is reversed. There's work going on behind the scenes, in spirit, even in your own heart and this other person's heart, emotional development happening for both of you that allows this meeting to be set up for success and to be set up at all, because maybe without that emotional or mental development, you wouldn't consider going to this place where you'll end up meeting this person, or vice versa. I'm actually hearing especially vice versa, especially on their part. There's some changes to their mind that are occurring to set them on the course to meet you. So that's particularly specific. And in addition to that specific thing happening behind the scenes, in general, there's all this tinkering with sort of the threads of fate happening behind the scenes on your behalf and on this other person's behalf to engineer your meeting under one of the best possible sets of circumstances, and your meeting at all in divine timing. I'm hearing that there definitely, let me get that sentence out without stuttering. I am hearing that there definitely would have been more obstacles had you two met earlier in life. In fact, it would have been impossible for you two to meet earlier in life is what I'm hearing. And now that it is time, that's what I'm getting, it is time for you two to meet, but it's going to take a little bit more time as these threads of fate are tinkered with so that they are set up to weave the next tapestry, the next scene in the tapestry. You know how sometimes historically scenes in an epic story would be told by weaving them into an illustration on a tapestry? It's like that. The threads are being set up, the loom is being set up so that this scene can fall into place and be woven without a hitch, without a snarl, or at least without any snarls that would actually interfere with the picture. And with justice in the world, you two being so ready to meet now does represent you two having closed out very significant chapters in your life that had to come before this chapter where you two meet. And justice does represent the balancing that we've been talking about, and also just like the world in this sense. The world is the end of a very long cycle, a very long journey. It's the end of the Fool's journey through the major arcana, because it is the final major arcana, and the one that sets the wheel to turn so that you're back at the start of a new chapter with the Fool card as the wheel turns and the cycle begins again. The Justice card, together with the world here, does represent how it has been a long time coming, and you two have such, I'm trying to think of a better way to put this, because it's like you really deserve this union is the energy, the sentence that I'm getting, but I'm trying to think of a way to express that without suggesting that you were ever not worthy of this infinite unconditional type of love. You are always worthy. And in order for it to happen between you and this particular other person in the way that you have always desired it to, many things needed to happen first to clear obstacles off the stage and set the proper props and setting and scenery on the stage. And the World card does represent that you are at that stage of you have closed out the last cycle and you are currently resetting the stage, resetting the props, and everything isn't completely ready yet, but it is time, and you are almost there. Almost is so subjective with spirit, so I don't have a specific timing coming through, but it is so close. And they did, when I said timing, they guided me to look at the full moon here, and that was actually something that came through in another reading recently as well, something about the next full moon being significant. And within the next 1 to 2 full moons, something significant happening on this journey to each other. Yeah, with the 2 orbs here, I'm getting in the next 1 to 2 full moons. I think with the World card, you've most likely been experiencing some major shifts, either in your external world or in your internal relationship to yourself and your mindset, that are very significant events in and of themselves in walking you down this road towards this meeting. And I mentioned before how this other individual is experiencing some changes to their mind, whether it's their mindset or how they plan to go about achieving their goals or what their priorities and goals really are. There's some reshuffling, some shifting happening on that end. On their end in that area that is really contributing to these roads winding and unfurling towards each other, kind of straightening out, and something that was folded up unfolding, and something that was winding becoming a straight and broad and easy path towards each other. Something that was complicated and twisty becoming ironed out so that your path towards each other is straightforward and you can't help but run into each other there's definitely a message here of you don't have to try. Your job here is not to try to go out and meet this person, but simply to continue doing the things that light you up and make you come alive and make you feel more complete and bring you joy. And in so doing, you're going to put yourself in the way of each other. And that's part of why it's so magic, and why there's so much going on behind the scenes to allow that needle to be threaded so conveniently, so perfectly, so effortlessly. What else do we have for this group spirit? Okay, I'm being guided to shuffle the Shadowscapes Tarot more. I thought I was being guided to use a different deck, but here we go. Okay. Seven of Cups. Okay. I'm not completely sure where I'm being guided to put this one as of yet, so let's see. Okay. Seven of Cups. I'm hearing fantasy and daydream. There's an element of fantasy and daydream to, yes, this is a relationship or a reunion or a creative pursuit, an inspiration that you have dreamed about and have fantasized about. But it's not just pie in the sky. And you doing self-care is you putting in the work to ground this dream in reality. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse. Yes, this speaks to offering love to yourself. This does speak to an offer of love and emotional nourishment and fulfillment coming in for you. But with it being in reverse, it does speak to this is how you set yourself up for success. This is how you find the patience for the waiting period as all this work goes on behind the scenes. This is how you contribute to the work going on behind the scenes, is to nourish yourself, fill your own cup, treat yourself the way you would want a Knight of Cups to treat you. That is the foundation that you need to be pouring effort and energy and substance especially into the foundation of your own life as it is. What shifts are you longing to make in your current life to make your life feel better for you, to make your life something that you like more, to make your life something that you are in love with, to make your own life something that lights you up. There are so many fantasies and daydreams that you can have that are not dependent on when you happen to meet so-and-so other individual, whether it is a friend or a future boss or a partner. And I think I was guided to put this Seven of Cups under the Two of Pentacles reversed because of that little thread of scarcity that was mentioned earlier. Don't drive yourself insane or into a mindset of scarcity by focusing on what you don't have or what isn't currently real in your life and focusing solely on the fantasy daydream aspects of the things you want. Let your imagination run wild, let your daydreams run wild, let them expand far beyond what you honestly at this moment in your life even think is possible to make real. And with that inner child playfulness, that joy of letting your imagination run wild, connect that and bridge this castle in the sky with the ground. Connect that to your current life by imagining, okay, so what threads, however wild they may seem to me right now, what threads can I conceive of drawing between that fantasy and my current life? What elements of that fantasy or daydream can I actually bring immediately into my current life? What elements can I actually start to build towards, even though I can't immediately have X, Y, or Z? What can I do to lay the foundation for that or point myself in the direction of that? Whether it's focusing on a course of study or clarifying the type of content you want to put onto the web and starting to do so part-time, even though you have no idea really if it is realistic for that dream of making money off of that content to actually become real. Starting to create content that lights you up, that makes you happy to create anyway. And really focusing on that element of it, not trying to pander to an audience or focus exclusively on what you think is quote unquote the most practical or the most lucrative or the most likely to spin into a good outcome, but focusing instead on what lights you up, what it is that will make your life day to day, moment to moment, breath to breath, right now feel better, because that is self-love, that is self-care. Does it have anything to do with a career, or is it about setting yourself up to drink enough water so you stop getting dehydration headaches, and setting yourself up with alarms to remind you to stretch throughout the day to help alleviate tension, and setting yourself up with a really great habits for nesting and getting ready for bed at the end of the night so you can wake up feeling more refreshed in the morning, and maybe even wake up a little bit earlier so you're not in a rush in the morning. All these different types of elements, it could really be anything. The sky is the limit. Not even the sky is the limit in terms of imagining, how can I be more in love with my life right now? What can I change out there in the physical? And how can I adjust my perspectives, reframe my goggles, clear off my goggles on the inside to fall more in love with my life right now? Maybe one of the things that is important to you is actually to start making more time to pay attention to what you're already grateful for and already appreciate about your life. And maybe that will actually unveil to you, I'm noticing how grateful I am for X, Y, and Z. These are actually things I can add more of into my life. I love that I go swimming for an hour every Sunday. I could actually go a couple other times in the week too. I can make time for that. I love when I get to have my coffee on the porch in the sunlight on Saturday. I could actually do that other days of the week too. These little things, very tangible, light-bringing things. Yes, this Two of Cups is about falling in love with life and about a romantic partner or platonic life partner or whatever other type of love you're seeking coming in. And recognizing that it doesn't really feel so much like you have to be super patient and wait for that. If you're spending the time devoting yourself to falling more and more in love with your own life and creating a life that you are more and more in love with. What is that quote about you are the creator of your own life? It's escaping me at the moment. If I think about it, if I remember it later, I'll put it in the comments or the description box. But something about how you are the creator of your own life. It's not happening to you, you are making it happen. That's a strong energy. It's like this rainbow energy is emanating from their hands. They both get to receive it, but it's also emanating from them. You are a generator of love. You should absolutely give it to yourself and allow yourself to receive it and infuse everything you do as much as possible with it. You could even use this rainbow light as a visualization for everything you put your hands on. Of course, it's okay if you don't remember this every second of every day, but as much as possible, how much can I put the intention to put this rainbow light of love energy into everything I touch, everything I put my hands on, the Midas touch I just heard. You could also start with putting that type of intention and energy into water, even if it's just 10 seconds before you drink a cup. Of course, the longer, if you do it for 30 or 60 seconds, it's an even more powerful charge in the water. But even if just for, 30 seconds before you drink your bottle of water, or maybe just while you're filling your bottle of water or your pitcher of water, you focus You place your hands on that pitcher or that bottle or that cup as the water pours into it and focus into the water. This love that you feel for the things that you're grateful and appreciative of in your life. Things that you enjoy doing most, the people or animals or pets or plants that you just adore the most. Imagine those and feel that love streaming out through your hands into the water as you fill up your literal cup. And notice how it feels to take in that energy when you drink that water. And maybe from there you also start to put that energy into things that you are giving to others. And this may very well be something you already have some kind of practice of. Maybe you pray for people. Maybe you put positive thoughts and energies and vibes into things that you do for work or for others or for yourself already. But as life goes on, if we don't have sort of daily habits, routines, and rituals that remind us to do that, it can be easy to either start to forget or just to simply miss how abundant the opportunities to do that for ourselves and overflowing to others are. So this is a reminder that those opportunities are infinite. With every breath, you can breathe life and love into yourself and exhale it into the world. And of course, you shouldn't be self-critical and cruel and hold yourself to a standard of, I have to do this with every breath or else I'm a disappointment to myself and I'm letting myself down. But you can bring yourself closer to that aspiration. You can genuinely improve, tangibly improve your life by doing so. By thinking of your life as a garden and imagining, what seeds of love can I plant that I haven't even considered? What weeds can be pulled out to make room for them? How can I care for every seed in my garden with the utmost tenderness and as much love as possible? And whether that's setting some alarms for yourself, setting up some new routines, or actually allowing yourself to be more free from rigid routines and structures will depend on you. Whatever routines actually make you feel like you are allowed to flow seamlessly and effortlessly, just like the tide in the Knight of Cups, are the best ones for you. So if a routine is feeling rigid and constrictive instead, it might be time to replace it with something else, or just do away with it entirely. Maybe you just don't need that routine anymore. Maybe it's outlived its purpose. And maybe there are things that you do that you could actually dedicate rituals to because you love them and you've been kind of relegating them to the sidelines, but they deserve a little more center stage spot. It deserves, that prayer, that gratitude affirmation, or that thing that you love doing as a hobby deserves a full hour or a full 10 minutes instead of like a couple seconds or minutes here and there whenever you quote unquote happen to have time. You don't need to sneak your joys and your pleasures. They don't need to be guilty pleasures. They don't need to be, only whenever I've earned those treats by being productive enough. No, these things are actually the center of your life. The things that fill your cup and light you up and make you come alive are actually the center of your life, not whatever chores it was that you felt you needed to get done in order to be worthy of doing those things or receiving them or giving them to yourself. Practice being both in the mindset of giving an offering and in the mindset of receiving, so that when you're doing loving things for yourself, you can tap into that feeling of actually being the one receiving it and not just the one doing the work and putting in the effort and giving it. Very important to allow yourself to actually bask in it and soak it in, so that you don't feel like, this is just more work for me to do and I never get to actually enjoy it. So maybe that means setting aside some time when you're doing your laundry for you to actually enjoy how nice it feels to feel the warm, fluffy clothes out of the dryer and not just focusing on, I have to get this work done as fast as possible. Or setting some time aside to sit down with a cup of cocoa or tea and enjoy your favorite show, with your drink or your snack, and not I can only watch this while I'm cooking or while I'm doing something else. Maybe you actually really enjoy cooking, but you haven't been setting enough time aside to actually be able to enjoy it instead of rushing. I've been listing so many examples in this reading, so hopefully they are divinely guided and landing and getting the points across and resonating with you. What was I on about before I started to say that about the mindset of both giving and receiving? The routines, the rituals. Yes, the things that make you come alive are the center of your life, the core of your life, center stage. They deserve center stage. They deserve the spotlight. You and your heart and your core essence and core being deserve the full focus and the full attention. And treat yourself that way. You don't deserve that treatment from other people any less if you struggle to do it for yourself. But while you are waiting for and or putting yourself on the path of meeting these other people, what better way is there to pass the time than to treat yourself that way? What better way is there to set yourself up to just feel as best as you possibly can on a daily basis? It's not to rob yourself of the joy of the daydreams that you have, of the relationships that you deserve. Yes, the right relationships absolutely can make you feel more fulfilled, more whole, more alive. But there's also nothing stopping you from making yourself feel more whole, more fulfilled, and more alive on a daily basis, on a moment-to-moment basis. And it's time for those new relationships to come in, and it's also always time for this inpouring, not just outpouring, but inpouring of love. And I really hope this is making sense for you. I'm getting another card from Shadowscapes. Knight of Pentacles. Is this reversed spirit? Yes, it is. Okay. This card came out, the Knight of Pentacles came out in pile 1 as well. And with the framing of the two kings on either side of the Two of Cups in the significator card picking, the pile picking, there was such a strong energy of resonance between the piles of these three are making a triptych together. So if you were, it's okay if you weren't drawn to pile 1, no worries, but if you were, this could potentially be confirmation, this Knight of Pentacles, to check it out and see what messages it has in store for you. The Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups speaks to, I'm getting such intense ear-ringing right now. They speak to the offers coming in and your ability to offer things to yourself at the same time. So it speaks to actually a little bit of a reframing of, instead of being like, where is my knight? Where is this incoming offer? Where are my people? Of course, those frustrations are valid. Validate those frustrations, feel them, journal about them, speak about them to trusted friends or mentors or therapists or family members, counselors, whatever it may be. At the same time, there's such a strong message of like reframing and gratitude and capitalizing on gratitude to expand and amplify and multiply gratitude and appreciation in your life in this particular pile. That there's kind of an offering here, if it resonates with you, to take that energy of like, where is this thing I'm waiting for it, and reframe it as, this is an opportunity for me to offer emotional fulfillment and security and abundance to myself. What can I do with this Knight of Pentacles reversed, directed at yourself? What can I do to make myself feel more secure? What can I do to make myself feel more luxury, abundance, prosperity in my day-to-day life? And this does reconnect with that message of, it's about what lights you up. It's about how much spaciousness you have in your home and your schedule, so that you really feel like you can take up space and take your time. It's about how much passion you have in your life, because we have these together, the emotional fulfillment and the grounded material safety and security. The King of Pentacles from pile 1 is so secure and grounded and carefree, is so free of worries, because he knows that he has all his needs met. So there are absolutely human needs that we have to get met through relationship and not just from ourselves. And there are also needs that you can meet yourself. And this is drawing your attention, these Knight of Cups and Knight of Pentacles, to what can I do for myself? And what can I reach out to the people who are already in my life and capitalize on those relationships for? What can I give and receive in those relationships I already have? And what can I cultivate for myself, grow for myself, enjoy and really experience and luxuriate in myself? And there's this sense with these Knights and the Seven of Cups of like letting yourself get carried away to the extent that is helpful for you, and that may be a greater extent than you realize. You may have been reining yourself in rather than letting these horses, these steeds, fly free and show you where your real desires, your real North Stars are. Let yourself delve into and fly into that realm of sort of fantasy. And instead of writing every single thing about it off as unrealistic and improbable and not worth even reaching for, actually consider what elements of that are so appealing to you. Why is that thing so appealing to you? And what can you do to bring those elements that are so important and appealing to you into your day-to-day life? Sure, maybe you're not a rock star with a stadium of screaming fans, but maybe you can show your work to some appreciative friends and actually get some feedback about how much they love it. Or go to a crafting group or an art group or a writing group and ask for positive feedback, and not just feedback about what you can change to make it better, but actually what they like about it. So many things, and maybe you can show yourself more appreciation. It can be pretty scary for most of us, I think, but mirror work in terms of looking at ourselves and telling ourselves what we appreciate about ourselves, the same way we would compliment a stranger at the grocery store on their earrings or their sense of style or their hair. Complimenting ourselves on that as we look at ourselves. And maybe if the mirror is more challenging, you could look at a selfie, a picture of yourself that you actually like, and actually think to yourself, I love that person's smile. I love my skin. I love that shirt. I love how I felt that day. I love knowing that I used my free will to take myself to the zoo or the park that day and make myself happy and had such a wonderful time. So many things that you can compliment yourself on, and things you can offer yourself, give yourself, provide for yourself that make you feel more safe and secure, and luxuriant and abundant in the sense that you can relax knowing that all your needs are met and taken care of. It's a beautiful space to inhabit, and not something to be taken for granted. Don't overlook or take things for granted because you are so focused on what's on the horizon, whether it is relationships or career dreams. There's definitely a signal here to not overlook how amazing the world you've already built for yourself is, how much work you've put in to give yourself what you deserve with the Justice card. Don't overlook all the opportunities you have to fall more and more in love with yourself and your life, because you are so focused on the things that you don't have yet, like the dreams and the Seven of Cups, or the reversal of the Two of Pentacles. There are so many riches already available, and so many bridges available between the aspects of your dreams that are so important to you and your present reality. They're not all out of reach. They're not all so improbable and impossible that they're not even worth considering or reaching for. You are worth the time it takes to invest in a dream and make it real. You are worth the consideration it takes to examine a dream and see which parts of it are, more distant, and which parts of it you can actually take action towards now, which parts of it are actionable and applicable and relevant now. And you're worth really examining the dream so as to not discount things that may actually be way more within your reach than you realize. Thank you so much for being here, Pile 2. This has been a beautiful energy to bask in with you, and I really hope that it strikes home and hits a place of motivation and relaxation at the same time for you, so that you feel this luxurious, abundant feeling of, my cup is so full from how much I love about my life and myself and how much love I am receiving, that I don't need to urgently chase after things. And it energizes me. That fullness also at the same time energizes me to go after the things that I really want. That beautiful balance is part of the delicate balance that I think the Two of Pentacles is reversing. Don't let the chasing after the dreams that you don't have yet and the appreciation and luxuriating in what you already have become out of balance. Those are two wings with the Justice card, two wings of the same bird, and you need both to fly. You need the hope for the future and the enjoyment of the present. And really pour love into both and allow yourself to receive love in all arenas. You deserve it. You are well worth it. And you have such a bright future to look forward to and such gems to mine in the present and really just bathe in. So thank you for being here. Check out the description box for my website and contact. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or contact me through my website. And I look forward to seeing you at your next reading. Hello, pile 3, and welcome to your reading. This is your reading, your group, your pile, if you chose the King of Cups card. I'm getting strong Neptune Poseidon energy from this King of Cups card. He is the king of the oceans, after all, in all his many forms, because there are forms of the water and ocean gods in many religions besides the Greek and Roman ones with the names Neptune and Poseidon. Very strong forms of them, of course, in the island religions like the Hawaiian tradition. So this can be a very loving and strong spirit guide and protector and source of guidance if this is an energy that you work with, a deity that you work with. So definitely draw on this energy and this source and this divine wisdom for guidance and cleansing, especially with that water element, and protection. Salt water is very protective. We have the singing bowl here for cleansing and protection. This really immense balance of solidity and fluidity with the King of Cups, because we have the solidity of the divine masculine's security and confidence in its king form, its aligned king form, and we have the fluidity and infinity of water in harmony and working together in confluence here. And I was drawn to shuffle the tea leaf oracle deck first for more guidance, more messages. And I'm getting such a strong, it's like I'm being immersed in water, the flow energy that I'm getting here. So this is pretty amazing. I am really loving it. I work with the ocean spirits and all that quite a bit, as you might have noticed if you've been on my channel before and seen that I have readings that are dedicated to guidance from them. So this is quite remarkable and so much fun for me, so exciting for me to get to be immersed in them as I do this reading. Let's see what our first tea leaf is. Fan, romance, celebration, party. This came out in pile 1, so confirmation if any of you were drawn to pile 1 as well, the King of Pentacles pile. Being drawn to put this over here in the corner. Okay, romance, celebration, party. Yeah, it's such a funny thing how the significator cards for this pick a card came out, with the King of Pentacles and King of Cups framing the Two of Cups, which is a soulmate and romance card. There's been a really strong love theme for all 3 piles. We'll see what else comes out for this particular pile, but if you were drawn to pile 1, that fan card may serve as confirmation to go ahead and check it out for other messages as well. Table, hard work ahead. With this woodworking, building a table element, it's such a sense of fruitful hard work that you can kind of get lost in and get into the flow state with and not even really notice the time is passing, is the energy I'm getting here with that fluidity from the water element. And it being fruitful, you get to have a table that you can then eat off of at the end. You get to then sit at the table and dine at the table and meet with and collaborate with others at the table. This work will lay a foundation that will serve you far beyond the reaches of what you can imagine or conceive of as you are doing it. It's like laying the foundation within yourself so that you can show up as an amazing partner in the future. And then because of that, you end up having this beautiful family that you could never have imagined having. It's that type of energy. When you're practicing the guitar as a child, you could never imagine that you'd end up being in this band that is just like the creative love of your life. You just start playing the guitar because you love it, and yet in the future it ends up paying off in this wild way far beyond anything you ever could have imagined. It's this type of energy. The collaboration, especially with many people sitting around the table, you laying a foundation that ends up becoming the bedrock for collaboration and cooperative, constructive activity. Really, really clear and strong and huge energy here. This table looks so solid. I'm really getting that bedrock, like concrete foundation, like unshakable. Just like the kings in tarot are so unshakably secure and confident. They're not going to let anyone else rush them. They're not going to let anyone else shake their boundaries or muddy the waters of their clarity of purpose and just divine intuition. We have these rays of light radiating out from the heart of the King of Cups, that clarity. No one can muddy that for the King of Cups. It doesn't matter what they throw at him. He's unshakable in that foundation, and that's the type of foundation being laid by your hard work that I am seeing here. And I'm seeing that you've already put in a lot of hard work. It's not that you're just at the beginning of that particular journey. You might be at the beginning of a new chapter where you're about to start a new relationship or have recently started a new work opportunity or something like that. But the inner work is more of a continuation of a foundation you've already begun to lay for yourself. Perhaps you've internally made a lot of peace among a lot of parts of yourself that used to be at war, but externally in your life you now get to express that harmony you've created inside yourself into a life that you are in love with. And so you've actually already laid one form of foundation for yourself internally, but there's work to continue as you express that into the physical and lay that foundation externally in your life and create routines and habits and structures in your daily life that work for you and become the table you get to eat off of in the near future. I was corrected by Spirit from saying in the future to in the near future. We have another tea leaf here. Dark man dealings, a relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. For some of you, this could relate to a spirit guide like the King of Cups figure, the Poseidon, Neptune figure. But for many of you, this has been coming up repeatedly in my readings related to a romantic offer coming in the near future. So for many of you, this is going to relate to that. And for some of you who aren't as interested in romance right now, it could be a friend or collaborator coming in with someone that you can build something with this table message. But with the fan, definitely romance for many of you, and for everyone, the ability to celebrate while working together, the ability to fan each other's flame and fill each other's cup while collaborating. Huge element of this spiritual relationship and this physical relationship with a masculine figure. Someone who is bringing that masculine energy into your life of the unshakable security and confidence. Someone who either embodies that energy themselves and is therefore a positive influence on you, or fans your flames in such a way that they kind of cheer you on and inspire you to embody that energy yourself. Because with the internal work you've already done, you are more than capable of doing that. But with how we got that energy of that internal work might be calling for you to express it more outwardly now. You might sometimes feel a little bit shy or hesitant or reserved about expressing it outwardly, claiming center stage for yourself, enforcing your boundaries without hesitation, and not being afraid to do so loudly when it is called for. Someone is coming in who, first of all, this spirit guide is definitely cheering you on and feeding you strength with which to do all of that. And secondly, friends and or a romantic counterpart and or a collaborator, coworker, colleague, someone you can creatively collaborate with. People of these stripes, depending on what you're looking for and what resonates for you, are coming in who are also going to be your biggest cheerleader. Your squad is what I'm getting. Who will be allies in you standing up for yourself and expressing yourself in the world. They will collaborate with you on what it is that you really want to do to express your truths to the world, you know, creatively, through your work, through your purpose, how it is that you choose to live your purpose with this heart light radiating out from this King of Cups, how it is that you choose to live your purpose and with this singing bowl, express it out loud into the world. And doing so in a way where, like I said, your work is something you get to be really in the flow state with, and not something that feels like this forced effort, even though it may be vigorous work. Such incredible energy. Wow. Love this. Love this. Another tea leaf coming through. Candle, you will be shown the way. And yes, we had that about fanning the flames of each other's passion and filling each other's cup. Lighting each other's candle is also an element here. I'm getting that. There's a couple songs. There's that Light My Fire song. It's a hard rock song. Was it AC/DC or am I completely butchering it? If you're a big fan, I am so sorry for offending your sensibilities. I don't know who did that song. But there's also a song from Rent where someone's looking for a light, and it's kind of a romantic metaphor and also an innuendo, but also applies as a metaphor for we can fan the flames within each other, that within each other's hearts, that keep each other going, that keep ourselves alive and keep ourselves feeling alive and feeling a fire for life. This type of relationship that feeds you and where it's mutually inspiring and alighting in this way is what is in the cards for you here. And there was a lot in pile 2 about what you can do to nurture yourself in this way, and this pile 3 is really strongly indicating like you are also on the path for being given relationships where you do this for each other. You're not alone. Call on spirit to do this with you if you don't have people already in your life that really feed each other's fire. If you do have people like that in your life, cultivate those relationships and strengthen them, build with them. And if you don't, work with spirit, collaborate with spirit in this way for now, and you will be shown the way without you having to like try frantically to put yourself out there. Just keep on doing what lights your fire, and you will be shown the way on the path to meeting people who will collaborate with you in this way so that you can feed each other's fire and build together. And I'm getting like combine your lives, interweave your lives, so that you are eating off the same table, collaborating at the same table, dining at the same table. I am being drawn to the messages from, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to clean that up later. I think my tea leaf oracle deck just spilled all over the floor, but I am being called to the messages from the mermaid's deck. Yeah, people that you can collaborate with like this are also people that you can laugh at the minor disasters and everyday sort of catastrophes of life with. That's another way that you and these people might inspire each other, is that you're able to roll with the punches and deal with things in a really lighthearted way instead of everything being a disaster. Okay. Positivity. Yep. What was I just saying? Very much so. Positivity from you and your person, I'm hearing. So definitely romance for a lot of people here, but even if it's not romance, a platonic life partner, someone who is kind of your creative soulmate and you can go on the road with. Positivity. So much joy in this connection, and really finding the joy in the little things by inspiring each other and fanning each other's flames and sharing them together. That Three of Cups energy that we get with this celebration and party energy in the fan. There's that quote about shared burdens are halved burdens and shared joys are double joys. I don't remember who said that, so feel free to comment below if you do know who said that. But shared joys are double joys, and by sharing the elements of your life together, both the hardships and the fun things, you'll get to make each other's lives even more fun, even more of an adventure. And if that isn't something you're feeling you have people in your life you can call on for at the moment, call on the ocean spirits to show you the way and inspire you and play some of that role in your life for now, or for always. Of course, there are elements of that role that really only another human can fill for us, right? But in the meantime, the spirit guides in our lives, and also not just in the meantime, but in general always, the spirit guides in our lives can play some of that role. And a very key role. They can really bring a lot of joy and positivity to our life. They have a great sense of humor, trust me, if you haven't been working with them already. What else? Turn away. Okay, what's this about, Spirit? This is interesting. Turn away from the mermaids. There's such a like cautionary look in this figure's eyes. Turn away. Definitely take control of your ability to steer your ship is something I'm getting here. Like, you have control over what you choose to focus on. So turn away from that which doesn't require your attention and makes you feel worse, and towards that which does inspire joy and positivity and light and makes you come alive and fans your flames and your passions and inspires you and makes things seem more possible instead of less. Yeah, with the water theme in here, what I'm getting palpably, like clairsentiently from this card is this sense of like, you have the ability to steer your ship. What are you waiting for? Why are you sleeping on that? Turn your ship in the directions you want it to be turned in. And don't sleep on that power in yourself. Own that power, claim that power, and use it. Use it. Why are you not using it if you know you have that power? Turn your attentions towards the things that you are actually able to constructively build. Turn your attentions towards the candles that you can light. What else, Spirit? What else? I'm being drawn to the Frequency Tarot next. Reveal the Mystery, number 52. Gosh, I love the artwork in this deck. And this came out in reverse. Yeah, this does need to be read in reverse, I'm being told. Okay, let's find the guidebook for this deck. Here we go. I knew it hadn't gone far. Number 52, Reveal the Mystery. So much sacred geometry. Okay. No matter whether you have drawn this card upright or in reverse, the universe has been trying to give you an answer. You have simply not been in a place where you can hear it. Ask a question right here and now. Close your eyes and focus on that question. Feel free to genuinely do this while I'm reading from this guidebook. If you have a question that you've been pondering, go ahead and ask it and take yourself into a meditative space. Put yourself physically in a spot where you can close your eyes and sit down. Feel free to mark this timestamp so you can come back to this when you're free to do that. If you are not free to do that right now because you're driving or multitasking or what have you. I'm also getting, before I continue reading, that for some of you, you already have a psychic link or a spirit guide connection with the romantic partner that you haven't met yet, and you can make use of that more than you have been allowing yourself to, or more than you have chosen to so far. It's not something to be scared of. It's something to allow yourself to enjoy. So that is an answer that the universe has been trying to give you. you do have a real connection with this person already. This may not resonate with all of you, and it may resonate on different levels for different people here, where you may feel like you have directly had, psychic conversations in spirit, on those realms, on those dimensions with this other person. Or you may have been told by some of your spirit guides, such as these ocean spirits, especially I'm getting that cue, like vigorous nodding from them, that they are also spirit guides to this other person. And so you're able to have a certain element of connection, communication through spirit guides, through spirit in general. Some of you may be being called to light candles to enhance your spiritual connection. Light a candle and sit in meditation to connect with this person or with the spirit guides that connect you to them. And light a candle to focus your intention to be shown the way, to be brought together into reunion with this divine counterpart, this spiritual counterpart. And this can apply even if it is a platonic relationship, a new best friend that you're seeking out, but definitely a strong romantic element for a lot of people in this pile. I hope this is making sense. So back to the guidebook. Ask a question right here and now. Close your eyes and focus on that question. Feel yourself opening up with a readiness and a wanting to know the answer. When you feel that you are ready, without thinking about it, walk over to a bookcase and let yourself be drawn to a specific book. Open that book and let it fall open to whatever page it naturally opens to. Now let your gaze be drawn to the specific sentence or paragraph that stands out to you. Read the words being offered to you as an answer. It may seem cryptic, but try to understand how the message you have just been led to contains all or part of the answer to your question. With that part at the beginning about feel yourself opening up with a readiness and a wanting to know the answer, part of what I'm getting from that in combination with the turn away card is turn away from focusing on your question as a problem that you are tinkering with and messing with and trying to solve and figure out analytically and picking at critically. Turn away from that attitude or mindset towards your life or towards a specific situation or question that you have. That is fanning the flames of aggravation and of agitation and nervous system upset. So turn away from that. And if you feel ready to, you can turn directly away from that and into readiness to allow the universe to drop and drip answers into your awareness through meditation, through this exercise with the pages of a book, through signs and synchronicities. Allow those to unfold and unveil for you, possibly through this psychic connection, through the things that bring you joy, especially with the messages of positivity and passion in this reading. Those activities in and of themselves can unfold some answers for you. And if you don't feel ready to just turn directly away from critically picking at the problem or viewing the question as a problem and into this more expansive way of being and feeling and looking at things, you can turn away to a distraction, anything that brings you joy, a comedy, a hobby, your work, whatever it is that allows you to turn away from that critical picking mindset into a positive, expansive, joyful, open arms, open palms, receptive mind space. And if you'd like, as you turn into that distraction, you can simply set the intention with the universe, spirit guides, ocean spirits, higher self, please, signal me when I'm ready to get an answer. Signal me with the signs and synchronicities. Help make me aware. You will be shown the way. Help make me aware when I'm ready for more of an answer. Right now, I just need to take my hands off this, let go, give it to God, so to speak, and signal me when I'm ready to turn back to this question and receive an answer. Right now, I'm actually being guided to flip through the guidebook for the Frequency Tarot to complete the exercise for this group, it said, when you feel that you are ready, without thinking about it, walk over to a bookcase and let yourself be drawn to a specific book. Open that book and let it fall open to whatever page it naturally opens to. Let your gaze be drawn to the specific sentence or paragraph that stands out to you. Read the words being offered to you as an answer. It may seem cryptic, but try to understand how the message you've been led to contains all or part of the answer to your question. And I'm being guided to do that with the Frequency Tarot Guidebook. So let's see what jumps out to us. I'm being drawn to the beginning of the book. So the beginning of the book has a before you begin section, and I was drawn to those words because you're in this era of sort of readying yourself, setting the stage for new creative pursuits and new relationships that you are building and that you will meet along your path. So you're in this before you begin era, and I'm reading, take a moment to connect. This will help you to attune yourself. So take a moment to connect with yourself, with your spirit guides, and to attune yourself to your highest timeline. I'm getting your highest vision. So envision what it is that you want for your future in the specific arenas. You might even want to journal, like just some of your ideal future timeline visions. Both allow visions to come to you and actively participate. This balance that we strike when we're steering a ship. You are allowing the currents to take you, and you are actively participating with how you engage the sails and steer and use the rudder, the oars, depending on what type of boat it is. Yeah, this is speaking to guidance for how to use your deck, and it says, place the deck between the palms of your hands and choose an overall intention or a request for the deck itself. So this could be something that you do as a ritual with your candle, light a candle and place your palms together and ask your spirit guides to show you the way towards these visions that you have journaled or spoken out loud or set for yourself in meditation by simply visualizing them. And it says the deck will fine-tune itself to your vibration as well as the level of your understanding at this time. It is not necessary to clear the deck. The vibrational frequency held by these cards cleanses energy on its own. So allow your intention to burn so brightly that you send it up as a request to the universe, and so that it clears the stage naturally and sets the stage naturally for the manifestations of your intention to come in and for you to be shown the way and the readiness to meet them. I'm being told quite firmly that is all that needs to be said on that subject. And I'm being drawn to the Spirit Song Tarot next for what I think will be some final messages for this group. I could always turn out to be wrong if Spirit then directs me to another deck after that. But we're definitely in the back half of this reading. Spirit Song Tarot. What other messages do the higher selves and spirit guides of this group have for us, especially the ocean divinities? What messages do they have for us? I'm getting 2 here. Okay. We have the 9 of Feathers, which is the 9 of Swords, and the 3 of Acorns, which is the 3 of Wands. Spirit, are these upright or in reverse? Okay, they're both upright. Let me shift some things over here. Okay, no, I'm getting told to put the 3 of Acorns, the 3 of Wands over here, and the 9 of Swords over here. I'm getting a little bit of a past and future energy. 9 of Feathers says perspective and self-empowerment, and 3 of Acorns says foresight and exploration. And 3 of Wands often depicts someone who is setting off on a journey, who has done some preparation and is about to embark very similar to this before you begin energy we've been getting of having laid a foundation inwardly and being ready to express it outwards, being ready to sojourn with that wisdom you have gained and gathered. And Nine of Feathers, Nine of Swords, perspective and self-empowerment often is a card that speaks to anxiety, worries keeping you up at night, and recognition that some of those worries are, I'm getting the word hallucinations. They're products of, I'm getting the words an overactive imagination, products of you being triggered by something in your present to manufacture potential negative outcomes that you really don't need to dwell on. It might be productive or loving to yourself to dive into what is being triggered in me and why, and how can I bring healing and resolve and encouragement and solace to these parts of me that are being agitated and stirred up. But dwelling on the projections and so-called hallucinations, to quote Spirit here, is not in and of itself productive. It's time to turn away from those worries and fears. Maybe fears of something never coming to pass that you want very badly. That's just a fear. Yeah, I'm getting very strongly a message that some of you have that fear, and that is simply a fear that a part of you is manufacturing to try to protect itself, to protect you from disappointment and being let down should something that you want not come to pass. But that fear is not in and of itself actually helping you. It's actually not protecting you. So it's time to meet that part of you directly and bring it solace and show it, hey, it's okay. If I end up disappointed, I actually have resources and tools to deal with it and to create other things that I love and want in my life. All of my eggs are not in one basket. I actually have the empowerment and the perspective to pursue my goals and my dreams and passions and not be so completely devastated and crushed should some of the things I invest in not pan out the way I want, that I won't be able to go on. I will be able to go on, and I will be able to learn and glean from experiences. And that type of comfort is needed by some parts of you so that those fears can then dissolve and not be muddying your waters, not be getting in your way. Muddying the waters being an image I brought up because of what we spoke about the King of Cups before, having a very clear vision of their heart's desire and not and being so unshakable in that their muddy that their waters cannot be muddied because they have such a clear, crystal clear vision, such a crystalline vision of what they are intending and bringing about. Yeah, you might use the element of water or singing bowls or candles as part of your intention setting rituals to help you make those intentions so crystalline for yourself. Journaling as well was one that came up, speaking out loud if you prefer that to journaling on paper. Yes, and clearing that fog will help you as you set off on your journey. You have foresight, you are exploring and have explored what you need to have a clear path ahead of you, and you don't need to see the whole path ahead of you. With you will be shown the way, and all of the divine guidance and protection on this reading. Get into the flow state like we were talking about before. Get into the attitude of exploring and playing like a child. A child doesn't have a destination or a timer when they're playing and exploring. They're just doing what they love, and they'll keep doing it for as long as they stay in that flow state and not worry about time passing. Get into that mindset and allow the divine currents to show you the way instead of thinking, I have to know how I'm getting from point A to point B. Set the very strong, crystal clear intention for what you want point B to be. Get into the flow state of exploration and play and loving what you're doing, and you will be led. That is so crystal clear here. Do what lights you up, and you will be led to the people and opportunities that are meant for you. You do not need to know exactly how you're getting from point A to point B. You just need to set your desires on fire and explore. I hope that is as crystal clear in words as it is in energy for me, because that is just so stunningly clear. Set that vision for point B, and then light that flame of passion inside yourself. Do the things that light that up. And as you are doing, you may feel that you are wandering. You may not feel that you are on a specific path. But as long as you are following what lights you up, you are being led to that point B that is perfect for you. In all its imperfections, perfect for you. And whether that's relationships, creative opportunities, all of the above, whatever types of relationships you're looking for, that is what you are being led to. Just keep doing what lights you up, and that is what will lead you there. Your spirit guides, your higher self are leading you there through that. Thank you so much for being here, Group 3. That is what I have for you today. I'm so excited for you. You have such a beautiful, just lit up with passion path ahead of you. And I'm so happy to get to be a part of it. If you are interested in learning more about my offerings, check out the description box or my bio for my website. Feel free to reach out to me via my website or via the comments below if you have any questions. I love hearing from you and would love to hear if this has resonated for you or been helpful for you, as is always my intention. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and week. I will see you next time.